Yeah, I guess I've become immune to these raids. That's what they are. They're bombing raids, uh, if you want to use the war analogy. But they're bombing raids by a losing a losing side, I would say. Yeah, they might have won the battle yesterday, but they're not going to win the war because we know what happens to fiat currency. Saturday, June 8th, 2024, Maneco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. So, we're going to look at gold and silver. What happened yesterday? I have a lot of questions from a lot of you in the comment sections of yesterday's video, and I did a video this morning as well. It was like a book narration, which I'll be making for the next few weeks. I'm talking about The Law by Frederick Bastiat. But back to gold and silver. So many of you know that I started looking into gold really closely back in 2002, mainly because I wanted to diversify out of the stock market. My pension had been hit fairly hard after the dot-com bubble burst. Not that my pension was invested in tech stocks, but the whole market suffered, and I decided, along with my wife, that we'd start buying some gold coins, and I bought Krugerrands. And I, of course, was working in the city of London in the financial markets. I was a government bond broker, futures and options for institutional clients. So I sat in front of a screen from 7 to 6 every day, and I followed not just the bond markets, but also I started following the gold and silver price back in '02. Because once you buy something and you're interested in it, you're interested in what it's doing in terms of price. Oh, by the way, I've got Rudy here. He's sitting on the desk. Say hello, Rudy, to everyone. There you go. He likes going on the desk. I'll put him back on the desk, and he can listen to me. But anyway, so I started following gold, of course, back then, and silver. And of course, I'd been following the markets since the late 80s when I started out in finance. And pretty soon I realized that the gold price and the silver price moved, yeah, in a very strange way. They didn't trade, those prices didn't trade randomly. For example, even though the futures on COMEX trades almost 24/7, and back then it wasn't 24/7 yet, but we did have like a pre-market trading. It was called Globex, excuse me. And every time the regular hour trading on COMEX started, when it opened at 1:20 p.m. London time or 8:20 a.m. New York time, I found that gold could have been going up a lot in the morning in London, and all of a sudden it just dumped along with silver. And it happened regularly. And the other thing I noticed is that gold and silver prices dumped after the PM fix in London, where they set the price in order to have a reference. It's not that they fix the price, like manipulate. They just LBMA. They just post a price that the bullion dealers have, and and then the physical market in London closes just around 3 o'clock or after 3 o'clock, and a lot of times you'd see gold and silver drop a lot because the physical market was closed. So yeah, I saw right away back in '02 that the gold and silver market didn't seem to trade freely. And then I looked into it with the internet, of course. I found GATA.org and Bill Murphy. I got in touch with him. I used to follow GATA a lot. And yes, it's been happening. Well, it's probably been happening even before I caught an eye for it. but the suppression, manipulation, and some people would argue, well, but when you started looking or buying gold, it was at $300 or so, and now it's above 2,000. How can they be suppressing it? Well, the reason they do it is because they want to make gold trade as a commodity. They want to scare the people who don't really know what gold is all about. They want to scare them into not being in gold. They want people as well, of course, just to trade paper gold, the futures, the ETF. They don't want people actually getting out of the fiat currency system with their savings and putting it into real money, i.e. gold and silver. And it's taken me a while to learn that, even though I've been stacking since '02, and I hardly have sold any of my gold and silver, only for emergency, but I try to buy it back whenever I can. And yeah, that's what they do. They even had a WikiLeaks document from 1974, just before they opened, or just before they started the COMEX gold contract, which is GC. That's the mnemonic or the code for gold futures on COMEX. And they started trading on 31st of December 1974, because as of the 1st of January 1975, gold was made legal again for the first time since 1932, when FDR made it illegal. And in this WikiLeaks document, and it's between the State Department, the Treasury, and bullion dealers in London. The bullion dealers in London say, yeah, the futures market will be a good market to keep the American public from buying physical gold. It will be very speculative. It will discourage people to buy the physical. So that's why they do this kind of manipulation. And what happened yesterday then? Well, I was doing my Friday chat. It's become now regular with Clive Thompson, and I enjoy it quite a bit. And we start at 8:30 a.m. London. And before we started recording, we were chatting on Zoom, and I said, Clive, I was looking at the price of the chart of gold, and it looks very bullish. We've had an outside week. And what's an outside week? Well, it's when the previous week's low is penetrated. So this past week, the low in gold was below the low from last week. So that was bearish. But then towards the end of the week, up until yesterday, around 9 o'clock London, we made a higher high as well from the previous week. So it's an outside bullish week. Yeah, and that is very bullish. And even Clive had to agree with me. He said, yeah, that's very bullish. And then we started talking, recording, and then towards the end of the recording, I think we started looking at the markets to chat a little bit of where gold was. And I noticed that it was all of a sudden down 20 bucks. It was down at 23.55 after actually having traded around 23.87 or 88 on the spot price overnight, almost at 2,400. Silver, of course, had almost gotten up to 32. So I thought, what's going on? And Clive said, oh, I've seen a headline here that about Biden talking about Russia and sending weapons to Ukraine. But after we finished recording, I had a further look. And what had come out was that, well, the announcement was, or the headline was that the People's Bank of China had announced that they stopped buying gold. Well, and the headline looked pretty official. And what I think happened is that the bullion banks, and this was around 9:30 London time. They're in the office, and so is the BIS, who trades a lot for the central banks. They use that as an excuse to smack gold. And if you really read the story, and I saw from an analyst, I think he works for the World Gold Council. He just said that after 18 months of increasing gold reserves, China had stopped buying gold in May. They didn't really announce. Why would the PBOC announce, oh, we're going to stop buying gold? It's a silly thing. But someone made this headline look really serious and official. And then, of course, we had the non-farm payroll number as well, the jobs number, and these numbers were a lot better than expected. But, and I think the bullion banks and the people who want to control gold, and why do they want to control the price? Well, because the bullion banks always, or at least for now, have a huge naked short position, not just in gold, but in silver. And they saw yesterday morning, London time, that we were on the brink of breaking 2,400. Silver was on the brink of getting back to that 3250 level. And they took this news about the Bank of China, People's Bank of China, as an opportunity to smack it down. And then to add to the fire, so to speak, they took the opportunity of the positive positive in terms of the statistics, non-farm payroll number, to even go at gold even more. And we have to go back to that WikiLeaks document from 1974. There's still a lot of people out there. They don't buy gold and silver like we do. They just trade, and they're trying to make a profit in fiat dollars. And we know fiat currency will go to zero eventually. I think it's a zero-sum game. I think gold and silver should be insurance. And of course, these job numbers are completely bogus, I would say. And why would I say that? Well, it's coming from the government, the BLS. They're honest. Well, are they really? Aren't we seeing what's going on in terms of politics? Could they lie about the economic data? Well, it's up to you to decide, but Zero Hedge seems to think so. They might not lie, but it's the old saying, lies, damn lies, and statistics, right? So I recommend you look at this article. I'm going to put it in the description from Zero Hedge. It says, inside the most ridiculous jobs report in years. So, am I through with gold? Am I discouraged? No. It's just annoying to see what goes on, but and it's been annoying sometimes for the last 22 years or so. But gold and silver, eventually they do what what it says on the tin. They protect you against currency debasement. And of course, there's no fiat currency ever in history that really lasted any long period of time. Yes. The current fiat dollar has lasted since, I would say, 1971 or thereabouts. Prior to that, of course, it was still called the dollar, or the pound was still called the pound. But today's currencies have nothing to do with what our grandparents and great-grandparents used as currency, and eventually they go to zero. There's no exception. And that's why, and I think we're close to that. There's Rudy. He's interested now. But, so yeah, I mean, if right now, my fiat reserves aren't that large, but hopefully soon, unless, and I think it will probably. It's like Sod's law. When I will be able to stack a bit more, the price will have gone back up. So I don't think this is the end of the world at all. It's just a big opportunity to protect yourself and your savings. And this is not about trading, of course. I'm not saying it's going to go up next week, but it could very well go up $100. One thing about China, it was closed yesterday, so it was easier for the West to smack the price. It's going to be closed for business on Monday as well, so we might still see a little bit of shenanigans. But I saw just about half an hour ago that Bai Xiaojun, a guy that I follow on Twitter, and a lot of people follow him now. He talks a lot about silver and gold, and he looks at the Shanghai premium for gold and silver. And that's another thing. If the Chinese were not really buying that much gold, why is there still a premium for Shanghai gold compared to Western gold? And I know the premium has gone down for gold. For silver, it hasn't. Well, it's because probably the Chinese are probably trying to find other ways to buy gold, and the People's Bank of China is probably doing it through their other state-owned institutions. And there are a lot of people who think that. But Bai Xiaojun, his handle is @Oriental_Ghost. He said today, COMEX silver plummeted, while today, Saturday, in China's largest online electronic business platform, JD.com, the price of silver bars remained unchanged. No drop of half penny. He said it hasn't even dropped half a penny. And I think the settlement, I think on Thursday in China for silver was above $34. So that's how I see it. I just see it as another opportunity. And I know it's frustrating, but the alternative for your frustration is to get out of your gold and silver and convert it back to fiat and put it in one of those very safe banks, right? Be it in the US or in the UK. So there you go. Before I finish, just wanted to give a shout out to my precious metals dealer affiliates in the USA, Miles Franklin, and in the UK, Gold Investments. Yeah, check out the description below. You'll find all the details for my affiliates. And I'm not telling you to go out there and buy gold and silver, but if you're interested and you want to help the channel, the way it works is I don't get paid to promote them here. I only get a small commission if you buy something with them. That's all it is. I don't get paid for these videos. Just wanted to let you know that. And yeah, Rudy's gone to sleep here now. He's calmed down. And there you go. So yeah, I guess I've become immune to these raids. That's what they are. They're bombing raids, if you want to use the war analogy. But they're bombing raids by a losing side, I would say. Yeah, they might have won the battle yesterday, but they're not going to win the war because we know what happens to fiat currency. So hopefully that, that helps you understand what's really going on and why they do what they do. I think it's just a matter of time. And what the bullion banks do on days like this, they take the opportunity to cover their shorts because they trade gold futures or over-the-counter gold and silver as currencies. And the FX market is the most leveraged market in the world. So they're actually selling and sometimes even buying stuff they don't have. And that's why you see the volatility. And especially on a day where the biggest physical market in the world is closed, it accentuates things. That's all. Nothing's changed, in my opinion, fundamentally. And yeah, with that, I wish you all a very good weekend. Take care. Bye.